Hi everyone! Today I'm going to be sharing with you one of the most terrifying experiences I have ever had till date, and I sincerely pray to God that it is the last of its kind. I have made a previous video where I've spoken about shared experiences that my family and I had in 2012, and I mentioned how I'm gonna be sharing this video. And I was actually waiting to come to the very house where this incident happened. I'm visiting my dad right now, and I'm filming this from his house. And the reason why I'm doing it during daytime is because there's no way in hell that I'm going to be recording in that very room where I experienced this incident. Okay, in case you haven't seen my previous video, feel free to go ahead and give that a watch. I have spoken extensively about our experiences here, and we didn't plan on doing the EVPs, but we actually ended up doing it because our dog, who was blind at the time, he started communicating with something unseen in our living room. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna get into it. This incident happened in the year 2019. My boyfriend and I, who's my husband right now, but back then we were having some stupid fight, and I decided to go out for a walk. Now, this was evening, so I went out at around 7 something to a nearby park, which I don't usually visit. It is a huge park and it's pretty well lit. However, there is a portion of the park where there are a bunch of water pipes. It remains closed. There's a huge gate in front of it. Now, I'm someone who walks everywhere. If I'm talking on the phone, sometimes I tend not to be that mindful, so I go around walking everywhere. Anyway, so as I was walking, I did happen to notice that there was a red cloth wrapped around the gates. It wasn't a huge cloth, but just the handle of the gate. I guess that's where it was wrapped around. And now this red cloth is kind of like the cloth that many people use in rituals or blessings. It was like that. Anyway, so that place kind of gave me creepy vibes because nobody else was walking there, and there were not that many people to begin with in the park. So when I got back home, I'm sleeping in my room, and this happened somewhere around 2 to 4 a.m. in the morning. I remember that much. And about the time, of course, I remember the whole thing. But anyway, and my room is pretty well lit at night. Even if I turn off the lights, there's a lot of street light that comes through, even the moonlight. So it's pretty easy to see everything in the dark. I turned around to one side in my bed because I had a sense that something is there. Like all of a sudden, my eyes caught a glimpse of a man standing at my door. And at first, I honestly thought that, oh my God, this is an invader. And, there's just someone who's broken into the house and he could be a rapist and he's definitely going to kill me. It never occurred to me that it could be something paranormal in nature. I only realized that this is not normal when I saw the height of this man. It was clearly a man standing at my gate, not at my gate, at my door. And he was very tall. He was as tall as the door. I could make out his torso. And what really creeped me out is that I couldn't make out a head above the torso. And I'm not gonna be explicit in this YouTube video, but I am gonna mention that I distinctively saw his private part hanging all the way down to the floor. It was inhuman. It was bestial in nature. And that creeped me out so much. I actually froze in fear. For the first time in my life, I actually froze in fear. I was frozen in fear. I had no idea what this was. Initially, I thought this is someone who's going to butcher me, and I can't even scream out for help because I'm so scared. And then when this creature was just standing there, I saw this entity, whatever it was, take a step to the right. And to the right of my room is where my altar is, where I pray, like where I keep my prayer things. That's where he took a step towards. And the moment that happened, it was like less than a fraction of a second. I just shot up in bed and I switched on the lights. And I ran outside my room, of course. And there was nobody there. There was nothing there. None of my dogs were there. They were sleeping in my parents' room, I guess. But they were definitely not there. And my parents were fast asleep, so I didn't want to wake them up. And what would I have told them anyway? It was so weird what I saw. And it's very awkward to tell someone that you're seeing something, the private part of an entity that is touching the ground, and this is a beast without any head. First of all, there are a lot of people who might just mock by saying that, oh, it's just like a horny dream or something, but it wasn't sleep paralysis. It was not a horny dream. It was an actual creature. I could see this thing clearly. I could make out the torso, and there was really no head. It was just pitch black where the head is supposed to be. Like I said, it was dark in my room, but not that dark. Everything is pretty visible because of the street light and the moonlight, and I was just terrified. I have no explanation till date as to what that was, but over the years, I've heard a lot of people say that when we are not in the right frame of mind and when your spirits are kind of low, you're feeling low and bummed out, that's where you might be open to spiritual attacks, or you might attract some negative entities or whatever. In certain cultures, it's known as something negative in the air, basically energy that might get attracted to your aura if it's weak. And I was going through not the best of times back then. So maybe that attracted it. And the fact that I went there, it was super dark and nobody else was there. And that weird cloth, I don't know why it was there. It's not normal for it to be there, but it was there. So maybe something got attracted to me when I was there and then followed me back home. That's one theory that I could rationalize, but how do you rationalize such a thing? It's crazy, but it happened. And I'm really glad that my parents believed me and they didn't dismiss it as a figment of my imagination or an overactive imagination, because they know that there are things in the universe that you can't really explain. So after that day, I have not experienced anything like that, thank God, ever again. And neither have I visited that park. And I'm not going to either. But that was just really, really creepy. And in many cultures, not in many cultures, I'm not sure about that, but I do know the concept of incubus and succubus. I think incubus is this demonic female entity who latches on to the male when they're asleep at night, and the opposite of that could be succubus, or I could be getting this wrong, but I also did some research and thought, was that what it was? Again, I still can't rationalize what I saw till this date. But hands down, that is one of the most terrifying experiences I've ever had, because I've never been left this shook. At first, I really thought I'm going to be hacked, that this is a murderer or a rapist, because I could make out that this is a shadow of a man. And I haven't shared this with people, like really only my parents know about this, and my sibling and one really close friend, because how do you go and talk about something like this with others? The reason I'm sharing it on my channel is because it's like a collection of my experiences. This is what I went through in my life, and I want to leave some documentation of it behind. So, yeah, this was it. There are other experiences that I've had, but nothing comes close to this one when it comes to being really, really scared. But I'm here now in this house. Everything is fine. It's been a few years. It's been a while. And I haven't done EVPs ever since 2012. Now, I do sometimes try to experiment on my phone, but it's just that I don't delve deep into it anymore. Because you should have a purpose of doing it. And if I don't yet, then I'm not going to do it. Okay, well, I hope you like my scary boo here. Isn't he cute? He's actually an incense holder. I don't know what you say. It is not really holding anything, but it's covering the incense. But yeah, I thought it would be perfect for the mood of this experience. I thought of doing this video at night, but I just don't want to risk it, because they say if you talk about it so much and if you focus your energies on something like that, it could attract them. So I'm probably going to do a small blessing later on in the evening because I am home alone right now with my beloved Timothy. I spoke about him in my other video. He is a real ghost buster, you know, and he was able to communicate with, I don't know what, some presence in our home back in 2012-13 when he was absolutely blind. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this in my previous video, but Timothy came, he's a rescue dog, and some cruel neighbor had poisoned him. That's why he was losing his eyesight when he came to us. But thanks to our amazing vet and our prayers, he pulled through. And yeah, he's thriving today. Touch wood. So my baby is an actual Ghostbuster. I think that's amazing about animals. They can already see the other side. That's why they're not really ever scared. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and it is pretty spooky. I mean, how could it not be? And, you know, I'm not trying to convince you that this happened or not. I know what I saw, and I know that I was wide awake as a bat. Because think about it, if you see someone in your room like this, you're not going to think it's a ghost. Your first thought would be to secure yourself, because this could be someone who's there to attack you, who broke into your house, or, you know, because your loved ones are not going to be stalking you like this. So yeah, I hope you all stay safe, and I will come and share more experiences with you in future. And always pray. It's so important to have some spiritual practice. That's all I'd like to say before I end this video. It's really good if you, I'm fascinated by the paranormal. Okay, it's this lifelong study. So that's why it's equally important to have some spiritual practice going on to just protect your energy and your aura and not get absorbed by negativity. So that's it for today. I hope you all stay blessed. Until next time, I'll see you guys soon. Whoever's watching, really, because I just started this channel. And if you can connect to what I'm saying, then I'm really glad. Okay, well, bye for now.